Hey, sorry, had a little hiccup there. Uh, Great to see you in here. Yeah, thanks. I hope I do. Um, Anyway, just had a little hiccup about some things with StreamYard. Um, I am here to talk about. Yeah, I have Tim Ellis on my uh, avatar here. Been watching the show Lucifer. Just sad on how it ended, but it was a really I liked the show. It was good. It was a it was a bit different, than most shows, but I have some things I just want to share. Um, I like to discuss reviewed TV shows. Now, the first one I have is called Walker. Well, the uh, older, older show was Walker, Texas Ranger, with, oh God, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, um, which was really interesting. I really loved it, but they are now redoing it to just Walker. I just don't understand. Don't touch Walker, Texas Ranger. That was a really good show. The next one is they're going to do the reboot V. Now, if everyone was back in the day when the TV show V was on, it was a really cool show. But rebooting, I don't think it would ever live up to the hype as the original. Then I saw that they wanted to reboot Charlie's Angels. Now, wait a minute here. What we could do with Farrah Fawcett, the other angels back in the heyday. I love the show. Just don't touch it and remake it. That's a show that you shouldn't touch. Another one's Quantum Leap. Now, wait a minute. That right there, do not touch that and reboot it because I like the actors Scott Bakula and I forgot who plays Al, but he was he's passed away, but it was I loved it. But rebooting it, new things, don't touch the original. Um, Another one show is MacGyver. Now I've never seen the reboot, but I'm not really sure. But the original was really cool with shoot, I can't think of the guy who played Magnum. The name escapes me. um, then I saw this thing is the Bionic Woman. Now wait a minute. No one plays the Bionic Woman better than Lindsay Wagner. That show was, you know, I love this show. And then whenever they had a crossover with the Bionic Woman with the $6 million man, I mean that don't touch that one. Reboot it. I also was on this list of Fantasy Island. Now, wait a minute here. What are you going to do? Who you going to play? Who's going to be playing the plane boss? The plane. And the guy who played the character, say Fantasy Island. I like that. Don't touch that one. Then I have seen Magnum PI, which they rebooted it. I saw the reboot, and I'm sorry, it's just not as good as the original. Um, it's like it's basically don't touch originals. They did reboot one time the X Files, and I watched it, and it got stranger and stranger and stranger and stranger. I was like, wait a minute, do not bring back. They didn't reboot, but they bring back kind of like to tie up loose ends. But I'm sorry, no, it was good when it was out. The original was good. Do not, you know, not reboot, but do not pick up where it left off. That is a show that you should not touch. It was good when it was good when it was out. I loved it. But the problem is when they redone it, it just got stranger and stranger and stranger. Um, you know, and then you look at the movies these days, they're getting like woke. I love seeing the X-Men movies. Now, I like, ones they went back to Charles Xavier before he became what he is later on. That, which I thought was really neat because they bring in the characters that you didn't see in the original ones. These were the ones that you would see actually in the comic cartoon and the comic strips. But the last movie with the Dark Phoenix, which, okay, granted, but what really turned me off, and I would not watch any more X Men movies if they bring them out, because you have Mystique saying, "We saved the men's butts, so it should be X women." And I'm like, okay, that's it. No more. Boy, cat, forget you. Because to me, that's kind of saying, well, the men can't take care, so the women have to save the men's, whatever, save the men. And I'm like, but if that's the case, just don't turn around and change it so instead X Men, X women. I'm like, no. Um, there's well, back ago, I've seen the movie Charlie's Angels, and it was okay. It was okay and stuff. Um, but I don't really remember much of it. Um, like I just said, my picture's Tom Ellis' Lucifer. And if no one's seen that show, I advise you to because, first of all, Tom Ellis can act. I mean, he plays really good in the show, and especially with his accent when he says, "What is your deepest, darkest desire?" And the way he says it makes me melt. I don't know about anybody else, but I mean that's a good show, and how the ending, the two characters, got together to last. They finally was together and everything, and all peachy and whatever. But the way it just dropped off at that, it's like you would like to see uh more of it to find out what happens to the two main characters, the detective and Lucifer. I would like to see what after they say, okay, they're finally together, but they're finally together in hell. But I would like to find out what goes on after that, happens, especially with Lucifer's daughter, supposedly. Um, well, like I said, there's just a lot of good shows out there, and there's a lot of woke shows. And like I said, is there's a show I don't think is real popular. Many people most know about it. It's called Leverage. Now, I like the show, and the reason why I really like it almost on a similar style as the A Team, instead of being in the military, you know, those who were in the military, those guys, and this is a this is a group with you got thief, you got hacker, you got hitter, you got grifter, and then you got mastermind, and it's just a really interesting. And I thought, I watched it on Ion, and I thought, oh, this is really neat and interesting. Kept my attention. And it's hard to find good shows out there that keep you hanging on edge and entertain instead of preach. I mean, I know we talked about Doctor Who with the person we shall not be named, how it became real preachy and everything, and now they got a male doctor, but we're not. I'm not sure, and some of us are not sure how it would turn out, if it would be better than Chibnall and Chit Taker, or as we could call them, Chib Nuts. Um, from that era, I'm hoping it's better in the stories and keeps you entertained, keeps you hanging on the edge. Um, because, like I said, I watched like the the main episode. I watched the two parter, in one episode, and I'm like, God, this is horrible. I was like, I'm not gonna, torture myself with any more episodes. But I'm hoping that this new doctor has like the entertainment value. Um, the person, oh God, I can't think of his name. He played Doogie Howser. I can't think of his name to save my life from me. But he plays one of the like an enemy type character, and it's kind of interesting. You have this American actor playing in a British TV show as an evil villain. Now, this should be interesting, but it's just, like when I watched Enterprise with Scott Becker, I thought first I didn't want to watch it because I'm going to think about Quantum Leap. But I watched it and it's like, oh, cool, this is cool. So if I watch this with this actor playing this evil character, am I going to see Doogie Howser MD, or am I going to see him like in Nurse Shield he was in? Um, and or am I going to just see him as an actor in general playing a different type of character than he's played before? I'm interested to see how that comes about. Um, First of all, like I said, I rambled on a lot of the reboot TV shows that should have been rebooted. Um, I don't know if you there's some shows that you have noticed that's not on my list that's been rebooted that should not have been, that the original was better. I'm surprised they don't reboot the $6 Million Man since they rebooted the Bionic Woman. I'm surprised that hasn't happened, but I wouldn't put past them to reboot that. Um, and the thing is like the X Files. I didn't, like I said, I watched it and it just got stranger, and stranger by the minute, and I lost my interest. At first I was like, "Well, this should be interesting," but as it went on, and it's like, okay, I give up on this show. I'm not watching. It's just too strange. It's like leave the original alone because it was better of uh, seeing with the original. Um, Another show, and I'm now going to get a lot of slack for this, is the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. Well, the person who played Starbuck in the original, I liked. Of course, I don't know if every woman just had to, oh my God, this guy's good looking, I back then I did. I liked him because he was like kind of, the playboyish type. But in this new Battlestar Galactica, you have Starbuck as a woman, and I'm like, okay, I don't like this idea. And I liked Lauren Green playing Adama. The actor who plays Adama in Battlestar Galactica. I mean, he's okay, but it's just Lauren Green was better. It's just something that's just about it. The way he bring about, and I think I watched a little bit about Star Galactica, but it just turned me off when they had Starbuck as a woman. I'm like, no, no, it's got to be a man because it balanced out the chemistry between the two. And I just, and I know I'm going to get a lot of slack because there's some people that like, that show and like the idea, have no problem Starbuck being a woman. Uh, Basically, uh, it's just me. I mean, I don't know. There may be some other people that feel the same way as I do. Um, and it's just all this stuff about the hype and having stuff rebooted when the original was better, and it's like might as well just leave it alone. Um, it's just. It's just that's it. Just don't reboot. Keep it the original because that was a classic. Another thing is a lot of the Disney shows, the cartoons that we grew up watching, like not growing up what we like Cinderella, Lady and the Tramp, and 101 Dalmatians. That's those they're like there were cartoons, but they were like Cinderella, Pocahontas, all that stuff. The newer ones too, like Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid. Well, they decided to make them in with not having it be real life, not real people playing. And I watched the real actor and actresses or actress uh, Beauty and Beast, and it was I liked it. It was cool. It was like good, but there's some people say leave that animation alone. Don't change it to bring in real people, real actors and actresses that play these parts because it was good, animated. Well, I haven't seen Aladdin one or the I don't know if they or did the Little Mermaid. I have no idea, but I know they did Aladdin. I saw 100 Dalmatians, and my God, that was funny. I mean, it was really good. And I did watch the one Beauty and Beast, and that was really good. But if the land, I don't know when they did that, uh, the unanimated. But if they rebooted it with not reboot, but changed it to real life, people, flesh and blood actors and actresses, it would be hard to find a person to play the genie because the genie was played by none other by Robin Williams, and oh my god, he played that genie so well that I don't think anybody can make it as good as what Robin Williams did. Um, if you have any thoughts or idea on some, like I said, any shows that been repeated or something you see that's kind of woke, you can leave in the comments section below. Um, like I said, I'm now in that adventure in time and space. I am now considered the uh, time traveler. It's a time traveler society. I'm trying to redo because it's like at the time, yeah, that was good when I was Doctor Who. Now with a lot of things happening these days, and shows changing and different things, like it's just like I said, the reboots I just named everything. There may be some that I missed, but if you remember 'em, just like put them in the comments down there. Uh, it's just I try to check things out in the news about different shows that are out there and stuff like that. I try to, like I said, I've been hearing about Quantum Leap a long, long while back ago. They were talking this and that and the other, and it's just like leave the original alone because it was better, better back then with Scott Bakula and all the other people that played in it. And so it just don't touch the originals. I've seen the TV movies with the Dukes of Hazzards, and in the first movie with Jessica Simpson playing Daisy, I mean, she really pulled it off. Um, but that movie, I mean, that movie was funny, and the person who played, he played Uncle Jesse. Uh, uh, that the person they picked was good actor. I mean, well, he's a country singer, Rowan Nelson. He played Jesse really well, and I liked it. Was cool. It was like two, it was different from the original basic, but it was very entertaining. I mean, there was no wokeness about it. Um, there's a lot of good movies that are not woke. That they're really good. Of course, I haven't seen anything in the movie theater because you look at the darn prices for the tickets, and then you have popcorn and soda. I mean, that stuff costs. I mean, like you can't afford going to the movie anymore. You have to wait till they are like out on DVD. Back in the day, it was our VHS. On that you put in the VCR. Back in the day when I was younger, you had to wait till the movies came out like that. But now it's DVDs. Um, but like I said, if you couldn't see it in the theater, you had to wait till it came. To be able to rent or be able to go to the library like most of us like did, and to watch the movies. I mean, um, because it's like the everything's getting high priced anymore. I mean, if you look at the grocery stores prices, and that is like ridiculous. I mean, in movie theaters and anything, gas, everything's high more. So it's our entertainment is the TV, and there's some shows that are just bombs, and there's some shows that stand the test of time. And getting to thinking about reboot shows, I grew up watching MASH 4077. Uh, I grew up, and the last episode was Goodbye, uh, Amen. I can't remember the whole thing. I sat there like crying because I it just crying, but yet happy because they actually went home. The war was over, and they actually could go back to the Netherlands. If they reboot that, I would boycott it because nothing's better than the original TV show. Hawkeye, played by Alan Alda, I think his name. He played that character real well, and basically, and they reboot that. I would boycott it. I would not watch it because don't, like you said, don't touch the originals. A lot of us grew up with some of TV shows that they say, okay, we're gonna reboot it, bring it back, so more people of the younger generation can enjoy that. But if for us who grew up watching it and the reboot comes around, we're just like, wait a minute here, this is not the same anymore. And like I said, Migna PI, it was okay. I mean, but uh, the person that played, oh god, I can't think of the character's name that 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 Magnum lived with was a woman, and but the, she played the character well, which I having a problem with. But I mean, she played well. She knew how that, because it, but I haven't seen the new MacGyver. I don't know how that reboot is, but like I said, never remake it, reboot it, remake it with different actors, change some actresses act characters to a woman. It's like don't don't touch this. Do not touch this. This is part of my generation and the generation after that. We grew up watching the original, so we don't want a reboot, a rehash, and change everything around us because it's not the same as the original. I mean, um, no show. I don't think I would like the idea of rebooting the Hulk. Um, I don't think that will go well because it was good at the time. Now I've seen the Avengers movies. They weren't all that bad. The person who played Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. I mean, he played that wow. I mean, he just nailed it. But like I said, a lot of the reboots, and I'm hoping there's some shows that were not, rebooted that I mentioned. I'm thinking, God, if they do, that would be you're really my childhood. I like the originals. I like to have that nostalgia. I like to be able to remember and like think about the show and stuff. And then when you watch the reboot, it's like, oh my God, how could they do this? So I mean, um, it's just stick with the classics. Don't mess them up because they're the classics for a reason. And if okay, and I'm gonna ask this: if any of y'all have any thoughts or ideas of what I could do for more live streams, which I'm trying to get back in doing now, just because a lot of things happen in my life. I lost my mother the day after Christmas, and so lately I've been just I think I just need this break to be able to something I love to enjoy my YouTube live, doing live streams. Um, so I haven't figured out how to do record ones, but all I have to say is I enjoy doing this, and it. I want to try to get back into that. So if you have any ideas on what you would like to see in my live streams, you can leave it down in the comments. I was, feel bad that I don't have someone joining me, but hey, it is what it is. Um, it's just you know picking the time may not be the best time, but it's because there are little things I need to do, and they're a friend of Doctor Who friend has live streams as well on Saturdays. So I just want to be able to give a chance of a break between after her live stream, so I can and then I can do mine because I don't want to infringe on her time slot that her live streams are. So it's just um, I just like I said, I'm planning on doing more live streams and hoping I can have someone else join me. So it's just not me discussing that me and someone else could be discussing, sharing thoughts and all this stuff of what's going on. It's just also in this world, there's a lot going on with like the fighting in the Ukraine, and then we have that Titan ship that was going down to the Titanic and had like 5 people on there. Some of them were paid for it that were doing it for journalist reasons. Some were doing it for like oh my God, this interesting part of history, and we're dealing uh, with the ship that it imploded and all 5 people died. So we're dealing with a lot of things that are around in the world. But I would like to give a positive thought because knowing all these things that are going around in the news and stuff like that, uh, is we have to deal with it. We want to keep up to date with times and everything. But sometimes we all need a break and need to sit and have like pop a DVD in a DVD player, maybe a favorite movie or a favorite Doctor Who TV show, or we can watch on BritBox some classic Doctor Who or other stuff that's on BritBox that we find enjoying. But you know, it's just we all need to be entertained. I mean, after all what's going around in the world, we need to sit down and just break from reality and just laugh and just enjoy the entertainment instead of preachy stuff that they're throwing at us in different shows and stuff like that. So I just want to do this. You know, I just want to do this. Just started. Hopefully, I'll be doing more of them. I do want, if you feel uh, any ideas that you want me to do in our lives, just leave a comment down there. Excuse me. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Excuse me here. Sorry about that. Didn't want to cough. And any of you hear it. Um, just had a cooking a little tick on my throat there. Um, but like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. And like I said, if you have any ideas, any thoughts on future live streams for me to do, let me know down in the comments. And I hope I can get around doing those. I enjoy hearing all sorts of comments, people saying, people just being positive and no negativity, But I enjoy reading, those comments and stuff, and it's kind of interesting to to read them. So I know this is going to be a short live stream because this is just the first live stream. I haven't done live streams in a long time, so I first came back. So of course it's just getting back into the ropes again. So anyway, I just want to wish all my fellow time travelers that are in the Time Travel Society. I want to wish you all uh, good rest of your evening, good rest of the day, wherever you are. And I hope I will be able to catch you all on the flip side. Laters.